Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are doing well and good. So in the previous class we have studied about the different cropping patterns in India and also the preparation of the soil. That is nothing but our the first basic agricultural practices, that is your preparation of the soil. So I hope you all have done your homework, and still those who have not done the homework, please do it now. And so today we are going to discuss about our second agricultural practice, that is nothing but our sowing. Okay, sowing. So first of all, what is sowing? Sowing, it is nothing but the process of dispersing seeds in the soil is called sowing. Okay, so see, first step in the first step farmer prepare the soil, and in second step he has to sow the seed, right? Yes. So for that one he has to select the very best seed. Okay, in order to get a better yield he has to select a best seed. He has to select the best seed. Okay, I'm taking yellow. Yeah. So how you will take, see, farmers usually do one thing. See, in olden days farmers usually do one thing. So what they will do, they will take some seeds of any crop and they will keep it in the water. So what will happen after some time, I think you must have seen the same thing in your home also. Well, some suppose if you see chana, suppose if your mother want to prepare chana curry, then first of all she will soak the dry chana seeds in the water. After some time what will happen, some of the seeds will float, some of these seeds will sink to the bottom, right? Have you all observed that one? Yes. Why they will sink, why they will float on the water? Because they must be having some small holes. Okay, those holes are made by any insect or something else. So and also that seed becomes porous. So because of the air, in that pores air is present, because of the air it will floats on the water. That means those seeds are not good. That means the seeds which floats on the water are not good. So like that farmers will select the best seed. And there are some tools farmers usually used for sowing. So that is nothing but our seed drill, and also improvised traditional tools, and manually farmers will do it manually also. See, seed drill, if you see these pictures, this is a seed drill, right? So this is for what they will do. Say they will load the seeds in the load that seeds, and that machine automatically will sow the seeds into the soil. And improvised traditional tools. So here you can see there are some improvised tools. So what they will do, with the help of a funnel, with the help of a funnel and some small pipes, farmers will make their own tools. And also manually, you must have seen this one, manually we can sow the seeds in the soil. Okay, yeah. Now you see transplantation. What is transplantation? See, some plants require the seeds to be grown in a nursery. See, nursery, in nursery what we can do, we can give a controlled temperature and controlled climate. We can control the climatic conditions there, right? So we can control the temperature, everything we can control and will be under our control. Manures, nutrients, we can give very good quality of nutrients. And also we can give water very periodically. So some plants require the seeds to be grown in a nursery and planted to the field. So this process is called as transplantation. Examples, we can see paddy. See, if you see paddy directly cannot be, paddy seeds cannot be sown directly in the prepared soil. First farmers what they will do, they will grow that plant, and then they will grow that plant in a controlled condition, and then they will collect that one. And like, see here, these women, they are sowing the paddy plants. So first they will grow that paddy plants, and then later they will collect that one, then they transfer that one into a muddy field. You can see here field. Okay, like this they will do. So what are the advantages of there are different types of advantages for transplantation. What is that one? First, we can give proper spacing. See why the plants need proper spacing. So in order to get maximum quantity of sunlight, what is the use of sunlight? In the presence of sunlight only plants prepare their own food with the help of a process known as photosynthesis. And next thing is better root penetration. See if the plants are very near, the spacing between the plants are very near, they will compete for the nutrients and also the sunlight. See if there is a better root penetration, then there is a scope for the plants to get the maximum quantity of nutrients from the soil. See, enough sunlight, water and nutrient availability. Okay, like this is the advantage. And also selection of best seedling, so we can choose the best seedling. Understand? Yes. Now we enter into our third step of the basic agricultural practice. That is nothing but our, see, first thing we prepare the soil, then we have sown the seeds, then third step is we have to add the manure or fertilizer. So that is our third step. Okay, first of all, tell me what is manure, what is the need for the manure. Yes, for the healthy growth of the plant, farmers usually add manure to the soil. Okay, so what manures contain, manure or fertilizer contain? They contain nutrients. They contain nutrients. So if soil is rich in nutrients, plant will grow nicely and they will give better yield to the farmer. So farmer can get huge profits. So that is the reason farmers add manure. So sometimes what will happen actually, and also you should observe one thing. See, first in one season, and assume that in one season farmer planted tomato plants, and then he will harvest, and then next season he wants to grow paddy. So at that time, if you see, these tomato plants will use the maximum nutrients present in the soil. That means in this soil nutrient quantity is very less. So at this point of stage, without adding manure or fertilizer, if the farmer grow paddy or any other field, what will happen? Does he get better yield? No, he will not get the better yield, because though that soil is not rich in nutrients. So in order to replenish, in order to replenish the nutrient quantity in the soil, farmers generally uses manure or fertilizers. So you may get a doubt, what is manure and what is fertilizer? See, here I have given some differences. See, manure is man-made, manure is natural, fertilizer is artificial. See, manure is, farmers usually they can prepare naturally. See, made in fields naturally. How? See, if any dead plants are there, if any leaves are the fallen leaves, they will fall down in the soil, and then they will be rotten and it turns into humus. Okay, and you can see fertilizers are prepared in factories, and they are organic in nature. Manures are organic in nature, fertilizers are inorganic salts. Okay, see, manures provides humus to the soil. How? Because they will rotten, they will be decomposed by the decomposers, and it turns into the humus, the uppermost layer of the soil. And fertilizer doesn't contain any humus. Okay, and one more manure is not nutrient specific. See, in manure we can't see one nutrient, we can't see either one nutrient is rich in one quantity, but fertilizer nutrient specific. So suppose if you want a fertilizer with highest nitrogen quantity, highest nitrogen percentage, then definitely you will get, because they are preparing artificially. That's why they can they can prepare they can prepare that one, right? But these are not nutrient specific because it is naturally prepared. And one more advantage of the manure is they are biodegradable. That means they are easily degradable. But fertilizers are not, they are non-biodegradable. And manures, if you see, manures doesn't cause any pollution. Why? Because they are biodegradable. Since they are biodegradable, they doesn't cause any pollution. And if you see, fertilizers causes heavy pollution because they are non-biodegradable. And also, see, fertilizers are made in factories. See, in factories releases so many harmful chemicals, right? Recently in Vizag also, that LG polymers, some styrene gas leaked and many people died. You know that one, right? That happens in Andhra Pradesh, Vizag city, very recently. If you don't know that issue, you can please refer any newspaper or any news channel. Okay. And manure is difficult to store and transport because it is, since it is made in the nature, it is difficult to transport, somehow difficult to transport and store. It is if you see fertilizer, it is easy to store and transport because since it is made in factories, they can easily store and they can easily pack that one, and they can easily transport from one part to the other part of the country. Okay. And now we are going to discuss about the fourth basic agricultural practice, that is nothing but our irrigation. What is irrigation? The process of providing water for the plants is known as irrigation. What is the use of irrigation? I told you, right? You must have studied in the previous classes. What is the use of irrigation? See, soil has so many nutrients. The plants cannot utilize that one directly. Whenever we water plants, those nutrients will dissolve nicely in the water, and that water with dissolved nutrients can be absorbed, can be taken up by the plant with the help of a root. Okay, that's why we need to water the plant. That's why when I think you must have seen in your gardens, right? How many of you like gardening? Yes, many of you like gardening, right? So suppose if you leave the plants without watering for some 10 days or some 1 month, plants will die because they don't get enough nutrients. Since they don't get enough nutrients, they can't prepare their own food and they become very weak and they will die after some time. Okay, so there are different methods of irrigation. So first one is the traditional method and the second one is the modern methods. In traditional types also we can see so many different types. Okay, first one is moat. I think moat you know very well. See, in your home also, I think you must have seen in movies or in your homes also. So there is a well, under that one there is a pulley, and on that pulley we can see rope. So one end of the rope is tied with any bucket, and another with the help of the other end we just row the water with the help of our hands. Okay, the moat is nothing but our chain and pulley. Not chain. This is pulley system. And next one is the chain pump, and you can see third one is dekli, and fourth one is rahat. See these pictures you can see here. This is rahat. Okay, and you can if you come back to the modern methods, first one is electrical or diesel pumps. See, these are very common in your homes. You can I think you can see these electrical pumps in your homes, right? In the bore wells. And next one is the very popular method, drip irrigation and the sprinkler system. First of all, what is this drip irrigation? Drip irrigation? In this drip irrigation, actually we use in drip irrigation we use pipes. Okay, and these pipes we will spread these pipes all over our field. So near that one, so we'll make a small hole in the pipe near to the plant root. So whenever water passes through that pipe, see, you can see here the farmers usually make a hole here. You can see here they will smell a small hole under that one. So whenever water flows in this pipe, so drop by drop, water will be supplied to the plant root. So you can see this is a very economical method. Here the wastage of water is very less. Am I right or not? Yes. Wastage of water is highly minimized in drip irrigation system, and this drip irrigation system is used in gardens and in orchids for growing orchids. Okay, next one is the sprinkler system. See, this is very popular, you must have seen this one. Sprinkler, the system of irrigation where perpendicular a system of irrigation where perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzles on top are joined to the main pipeline at regular intervals. So here you can see here in the picture, this is the perpendicular pipe. On that one you can see a rotating nozzle. So whenever water is flowed, whenever water flows through this pipe, so water will be sprinkled all over the crop, all over the field crop. And whenever water is pumped, the nozzle rotates under high pressure and sprays water over the plants like a rain. See, here you can see a rainfall like scene. Here water is like a rainfall, right? This is also a very economical method. And also, what is the advantages of sprinkler system? It uses minimum water and covers wide area of crops. See, with this one you can we can cover the maximum area of the field. And one more important thing about drip irrigation is, so this system is invented by a Israel scientist. He belongs to the Israel. Israel is a country, you know, right? Israel. His name is Simcha Blas. So this is not there in a textbook, but still you remember. Okay, I want you to remember this one. SICMCHA, Simcha Blas. He belongs to Israel. He invented the drip irrigation system. Okay students, that's all for today. And I want you to note down this homework and do it on time. And after doing that one, please submit this one, submit your homework in Google Classroom. So please note down this question number 1 and question number 2. Okay students, that's all for today. Thank you so much and have a nice day.